ever wonder why some people seem to glide through life as if success is their natural state of being? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a decision, a deliberate choice to act, think, and speak from a place of already becoming. They walk into rooms like the future belongs to them, and somehow the future agrees. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. Because here's the truth. The universe doesn't respond to who you hope to be. It responds to who you decide you already are. And every decision you make is a vote for that identity. Most people wait for validation before they step into their power. But the greats, the ones who shape history, they move as if the outcome is already written. And that movement rewrites the rules. When you act as if you've already achieved it, whatever it is, your mind begins to adapt. It doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined reality and a physical one. It starts to build neural bridges to that version of you. You begin to carry yourself differently. You begin to speak with more certainty. People notice. Doors that once seemed locked crack open not because the lock changed, but because you did. This is the art of becoming, not by striving, not by proving, but by assuming the posture of the person who already is. Doubt, hesitation, self-sabotage. They all retreat in the presence of someone who walks like their name is already etched in destiny. So the question is no longer, can I do this? The question is, who would I be if I already had? And once you know the answer, start living it. Right now. Because nothing outside of you needs to change. Until you do. You hold within you a gift so potent, so underestimated, that it has built empires, shattered records, and rewritten what was once thought impossible. That gift is mental rehearsal, not imagination, not daydreaming, but disciplined, deliberate visualization. The blueprint of every towering achievement that's ever come into existence. Roger Bannister shattered the myth of the 4-minute mile, not just with his legs, but with his mind. Long before his body crossed that finish line, his mind had already rehearsed it over and over in exacting detail. He felt the rhythm of his strides, heard the roar of the crowd, and tasted the breathlessness of triumph. It was no longer a question of if, it was a matter of when. This is the power available to you. When you wake up each morning and see your goals already fulfilled. When you speak with the vocabulary of someone who's already there. When you stand, breathe, and move like the version of yourself who's living the life you dream of. You're not pretending. You're programming. Your subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't debate your worth. It accepts what you give it as fact. And when you feed it certainty, vision, and identity, it becomes a loyal servant working day and night to manifest the reality it believes you already inhabit. That's why mental rehearsal is not optional, it's essential. You don't wait to feel confident before you speak boldly. You speak boldly until confidence becomes your natural state. You don't wait to be successful to act like a leader. You act like one until the world adjusts. Start small. Visualize a conversation you want to own, a goal you want to crush, a moment you want to win. See it, feel it, breathe it in, then go live it. This is not about fantasy, it's about frequency. The more often you rehearse your success, the more natural it feels, until it becomes who you are. And once it's who you are, the world has no choice but to respond accordingly. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy shift? That's not coincidence. That's frequency. And frequency, like energy, is everything. The law of attraction isn't some mystical, sugar-coated slogan from a self-help book. It's physics. It's biology. It's psychology. When you think, speak, and act in alignment with who you're becoming, you change the broadcast signal of your life. You stop sending out static. You start sending clarity. And clarity attracts. It's the reason some people seem to magnetize success, love opportunity, while others chase it endlessly and collapse from exhaustion. They're playing by different rules. One group waits for proof before they believe. The other believes until proof becomes irrelevant. Here's the shift: stop chasing outcomes. Start tuning your signal. Because your mind isn't just a receiver, it's a transmitter. Every thought is a frequency. Every word is a vibration. Every action is a signal to the universe saying, "This is who I am," and the universe. It doesn't speak your language. It speaks your consistency. Quantum physics confirms it. The observer effect shows that the act of observation changes reality. That means your attention has power. Your presence reshapes the field. When you act as if your success is inevitable, you don't just alter your mindset, you alter matter. Thomas Watson knew this. Before IBM was a tech titan, he demanded his people act like they already were leaders. They dressed the part, spoke the part, moved with certainty not because they had arrived, but because they had decided to arrive. Reality caught up. You must do the same. Shift your posture, shift your language, shift your emotions. Speak from your vision, not your history. Dress for your destination, not your past. Your subconscious will begin filtering the world differently. Suddenly, you'll notice doors that were always there. You just weren't vibrating at the right frequency to see them. Don't wait for evidence. Become the evidence. Align your inner world and the outer world will follow. Most people believe success is about action. Hustle harder, grind longer, outwork the rest. But that's only half the truth. The real shift happens not in your schedule, but in your identity. You don't need a new plan. You need a new self-concept. Because here's the secret. No one talks about you will never outperform the story you believe about who you are. You can chase new goals, adopt new habits, even surround yourself with greatness. But if your identity is rooted in scarcity, doubt, or unworthiness, you'll sabotage every breakthrough the moment it arrives. That's why true transformation isn't behavioral. It's existential. Think of the difference between "I'm trying to get fit" and "I am an athlete." The first statement is a project. The second is a person. And people protect who they believe they are. John F. Kennedy understood this when he stood before the world and declared America would go to the moon, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. He wasn't asking permission. He was redefining national identity. Not a country chasing progress, but a nation destined to pioneer the impossible. That declaration changed everything. Likewise, your current life, your income, your relationships, your achievements isn't random. It's the echo of your internal identity. Want different results? Become a different version of you. Ask yourself, if I had already achieved everything I desire, how would I move? What would I tolerate? What would I say no to? How would I start my day? Who would I spend time with? Now here's the punchline. You don't wait to feel ready. You decide to become that person today. Not by faking it, not by pretending, but by embodying the truth you've buried beneath layers of limitation and history. You're not stepping into someone you're not. You're stepping into the version of you that's always been waiting beneath the fear, the noise, the doubt. Success doesn't come after you become worthy. You become worthy when you decide to own who you already are. Words are not innocent. They shape, they sculpt, they declare. Every sentence you speak is a spell you cast on your own identity. And most people are walking around under the influence of their own disempowering language, whispering limitations into existence, reinforcing doubt with every phrase. But language is not just how you describe reality, it's how you create it. Winston Churchill knew this. When Britain faced annihilation during World War II, he didn't say, "We hope to endure." He didn't plead. He declared, "We shall fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender." In that moment, he wasn't just delivering a speech, he was constructing a new national identity. His words became armor. You must wield language with the same precision and power. Start by eliminating the soft poison from your vocabulary. I'll try. I hope so. Maybe. We'll see. These aren't humble phrases, they are exit doors. They train your nervous system to expect escape, not excellence. Instead, install new commands: I will. I am. This is happening. It's already mine. Your brain is listening, always. When you say, I hope I succeed, you subconsciously prepare for failure. When you say, I will succeed, you activate focus, intensity, and action. And it's not just what you say, it's what you ask. Your questions direct the spotlight of your consciousness. Ask, why is this so hard? And your mind will find proof. Ask, what's the most effective way forward? And you'll shift from problem to possibility. Your words are neural blueprints. They build your mindset. They tune your energy. They instruct your subconscious. And eventually, they construct your environment. So speak like someone whose future is certain. Write like someone the universe is listening to. Ask questions that assume success is inevitable. This is not motivational fluff. This is strategic neurological rewiring. You're not just choosing words. You're choosing worlds. The words you use today are the bricks of the identity you'll inhabit tomorrow. So choose them like a master builder, with intention, with boldness, and with the belief that what you say will become what you live. Your environment is either your engine or your anchor. It whispers to your subconscious in a language so subtle, so constant, that you rarely notice it. But it's there, shaping your standards, nudging your habits, reinforcing or eroding your identity every single day. The truth. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to the level of your surroundings. Andrew Carnegie understood this. Long before he was a titan of industry, he surrounded himself with minds sharper, broader, more refined than his own. He didn't wait for success to find the right circle, he built it. He called it his mastermind alliance, a deliberate strategic decision to elevate his thinking by elevating his company. You must do the same. Audit your circle. Who do you spend the most time with? Their beliefs about money, effort, risk, and possibility are shaping you more than you realize. If they scoff at your vision or roll their eyes at your ambition, they're not neutral. They're friction. And you can't afford friction when you're accelerating into your future. This doesn't mean abandon people. It means lead your life with intentionality. Surround yourself with those who already think, speak, and operate at the level you're stepping into. Seek mentors. Study legends. Join rooms where your dreams don't feel big. They feel normal. Normalize excellence. And don't stop at people. Your physical space matters just as much. Your desk, your clothes, your calendar, all of it is signaling something to your mind. Is your environment screaming overwhelm, chaos, survival? Or is it whispering clarity, order, purpose? Dress like the person who already commands the room. Organize your workspace like the CEO of your own destiny. Curate the information you consume like your mind is your most valuable asset, because it is. And here's the kicker. At first it will feel fake, like you're playing a part you haven't earned. That's not a flaw. That's the friction of transformation. Lean into it. Growth always feels like a costume before it becomes a skin. Repetition rewires resistance. And before long, your environment won't just reflect your new identity, it will enforce it. That's how you move from aspiration to actualization. Thinking like your future self is powerful. Feeling like your future self is transformative. But acting like your future self, that's what bends reality. Action is the ultimate amplifier. It's the point where belief becomes biology. You can visualize all you want, affirm until you're blue in the face, but until you move, the universe remains idle. Because motion is what separates the dreamers from the doers, and destiny only responds to the latter. But not all action is created equal. There's a vast difference between frantic effort and embodied certainty. One repels results with desperation. The other attracts results with calm magnetic alignment. This is the distinction that set Ray Kroc apart when he discovered McDonald's not as a chain of fast food joints, but as a global empire in waiting. At 52, broke and in poor health, he moved with the energy of inevitability. He didn't beg investors. He invited them. He didn't pitch dreams. He projected outcomes. Because in his mind, the future had already happened, the rest was just catching up. That's the energy you must bring to your own ambition. What would the most successful version of you do today? Would they sleep in or rise early with purpose? Would they procrastinate or initiate that hard conversation? Would they shrink in uncertainty or step in with clarity? Then collapse the timeline. Don't wait. Don't stall. Act as if your goal has already chosen you, and now it's your job to walk toward it with open hands. If your future self makes strategic investments, do it now. If they lead teams with conviction, speak that way now. If they guard their time like gold, start declining distractions now. Every incongruence between who you are and who you say you want to be creates friction. And friction creates energetic static, the kind that repels success. So align. Boldly. Consistently. Publicly. Act from decision, not from doubt. Because when your actions become an extension of your future, the world bends to meet you there. What separates those who rise from those who remain stuck isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's belief. Not the fragile kind that withers under pressure, but the kind that digs its heels into the earth and whispers, "This is already mine." Unshakable belief isn't born from success. It precedes it. Think of Henry Ford. The world laughed at his vision of mass-producing automobiles. They said it was impossible, inefficient, even dangerous. But Ford didn't flinch. He declared, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." That wasn't philosophy. That was strategy. You become what you believe, not what you hope, not what you want, what you believe. But belief, contrary to popular myth, isn't passive. It's a choice, a practice, a discipline. It means choosing faith over evidence, not because you're delusional, but because you understand that evidence often arrives after conviction, not before. You must train your mind to collect proof for your vision. Look for small wins. Celebrate incremental progress. Study those who've done what you're about to do and realize if it's been done, it can be done again, and this time by you. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, don't panic. Don't flee. Question it. Says who? What if the opposite were true? What belief would my future self choose right now? Reframe every hesitation as a doorway to deeper conviction. Olympic athletes rehearse their victories in the mind thousands of times before they ever hear a starting gun. Entrepreneurs make room in their schedule for the office they don't yet own. Artists feel the applause before the gallery opens. Belief creates access to behavior, and behavior creates access to results. So walk into every room like you belong, not because someone told you, but because you decided you do. Speak like the contract is already signed. Move like the opportunity is already waiting. Decide like the outcome is already unfolding in your favor. Because here's the truth. Life doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you expect. So expect boldly. Gratitude isn't just about manners. It's not just about being positive. Gratitude is a force. A magnetic rewiring, future-binding force that accelerates everything you're building. Most people wait to feel grateful until their dreams arrive, but those who live their dreams, they flip the formula. They express gratitude before the evidence shows up, because they understand what you're thankful for. Today is what you're inviting more of tomorrow. Walt Disney used to walk through orange groves in Anaheim, speaking about a magical kingdom long before the first brick of Disneyland was ever laid. He thanked the universe for something that didn't exist yet. But in his mind, it was already built. He walked in it. He saw it. He felt it. That's future-focused gratitude, and it's your new superpower. Each morning, don't just list what you're grateful for. Write down 3 things you're thankful for, as if your goal has already been achieved. The business is thriving. Your body is vibrant. The book is published. The impact is real. Feel it. Name it. Breathe it in. This practice isn't wishful thinking. It's neurological preparation. Gratitude lights up your brain's reward circuitry. It activates the reticular activating system, the mental filter that determines what you notice, prioritize, and act upon. When you express gratitude for a reality that doesn't exist yet, your brain starts looking for ways to make it real. And when challenges arise because they will return to this practice, thank the resistance. Thank the delay. Thank the opportunity to build resilience, to refine your edge, to become undeniable. Even in the silence, say, thank you. Even in the delay, say, it's done. Even when nothing seems to be happening, you keep happening. Because gratitude is the emotional signature of already having. And when you embody it, the universe recognizes the signal and responds accordingly. Consistency matters more than intensity. 3 minutes a day is enough if those 3 minutes are honest, vivid, and full-bodied. Tie your gratitude to a habit: morning breath, pre-meal pause, nighttime reflection. Let it be the glue that fuses your current self to your future self. And over time, you'll find you're not chasing your dreams anymore. You're living inside them. If this message stirred something inside you, don't let it settle into silence. The life you want is not a distant shore waiting for a better wind. It's right here beneath your feet, waiting for you to move as if it's already yours. Because the moment you decide to believe without needing proof to act, without needing permission to speak, without waiting for applause, the world shifts. You were never meant to beg for greatness. You were built to embody it. So start walking like your name is written on the door. Start speaking like every word reshapes your reality. Start living like the next chapter is already unfolding in your favor. And if fear whispers, "What if you're wrong?" whisper back, "What if I'm right?" What if everything changes the moment you stop waiting? So here's your challenge. Write down who you really are, not who you've been, but who you've decided to become. Comment below, "I've already arrived." Subscribe for more, not to chase inspiration, but to stay aligned with the truth you're now living. And share this with someone else who's been playing small. Remind them that waiting is a habit, and belief is a decision. This wasn't just a story. It was a mirror, and the reflection staring back at you is already unstoppable.